You are listening to Dr. Davina's Dots, your podcast for short but sweet messages designed to help you find success principles hidden in everyday, ordinary things. I am your host, Dr. Davina Smith. I hope something you hear will help you make meaning out of the mundane so that you can connect the dots in your life. Have you ever found yourself driving through a storm? A storm is defined as a violent, powerful disturbance. A storm is trouble, disorder, and disruption. When you're driving, you may face a variety of storms. A heavy rainstorm can disrupt your journey and hinder your ability to move forward. Sometimes in life, you may also face storms. Situations that challenge you, disturb the calm and peace in your life, events that cause disorder and disrupt life as you know it. You may face storms in any area of your life, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and these storms may get in the way of your ability to move forward. But you must always stay alert, because you will not know in advance when a storm will hit. One minute the sun may be shining, and the next minute the weather may change. The same is true in life. One minute you could be having the best day of your life, and in an instant you could be faced with the loss of a job, loss of a loved one, a sudden illness, or other life-changing situations. Life is unpredictable, and the best thing you can do is stay prepared and ready. And that begins with your mindset, because no matter what you go through, it is the power and resilience of your mind, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your faith that will allow you to find peace, positivity, and purpose, even in the midst of great disaster. So here are a few things you can do if you find yourself in a storm. First, stay focused. When you're driving through a storm, you must stay focused and avoid distractions. Driving while distracted is dangerous, and it's even more dangerous when you are driving during a storm. Sometimes you have to turn off the radio, keep both hands on the steering wheel, and your eyes and mind focused on the road so you can respond to potential issues. The same is true in life. When you are going through the storms of life, you need to avoid doing things that will distract you from reaching your destination safely. You may need to avoid the distractions of negative people. You may need to turn down the noise from others and from your own unhelpful thoughts so that you can keep your eyes and mind focused on the good, the positive, and the possibilities waiting for you on the other side of your troubles. Despite the storm, you must stay focused on where you want to go. When you are driving through a storm, your vision may become impaired. You must not lose sight of where you desire to go simply because it's harder to see or looks like you'll never get there because of the storm. Don't get thrown off track or lose your way because your vision becomes obstructed. When it's harder to see the path clearly laid out in front of you, maintain the vision you have for your life, and you will be able to find your way, even if you get off track or get lost. When you are traveling through a storm, you must maintain control of where you desire to go. You may be driving with your cruise control on, but when a storm hits, you must take control of your vehicle. In the same way in life, when you are facing a storm, it's not time for business as usual or walking through life on autopilot. You must take control, pay attention to what's happening, and remain in control of the speed, turns, and paths you take during this time. Just as a vehicle may begin to skid out of control in a storm, your life may feel like it's skidding out of control in a direction you don't want to go. But to handle a skid, you must not panic, and you should not slam on your brakes. You should simply slow down and continue to steer in the direction you want to go. Keep making adjustments until you get back on course. Slamming on your brakes will make it much harder to control your vehicle. And in the same way in life, when you start skidding out of control, don't panic. Take a deep breath, slow down, and continue going slowly and carefully in the direction you want to go. And make adjustments until you are back on course. When you are driving in a storm, you need to give yourself extra time to get to your destination, knowing that during a storm, things will slow down, and you are more prone to accidents and wrong turns. The same is true in life. Be kind to yourself. When you face a storm in life, it may slow down your journey. It may take you longer to achieve your goal, and you may be prone to making bad decisions based on fear, regrets, hurt, and confusion. But understand, sometimes slowing down is not enough. Sometimes, when you are driving your vehicle in a storm, it may feel unsafe to keep going. You may need to pull over, stop moving, and find a safe place to wait out the storm. The same is true in life. If things get really bad, it's okay if you have to take time out to stop and regroup. You may have to wait for the storm to slow down or pass before moving forward with the goals and dreams you set out to achieve. Sometimes during a storm, you can follow in the tracks of a vehicle ahead of you, but you must give them plenty of space so you can be sure that the path they are on is safe. You see, in life, it can be the same way. Sometimes, finding someone who has been where you are, someone who has made it successfully through the storm that you're facing, can offer advice and guidance for following in their tracks. One thing about a storm is if you keep moving forward, you will eventually find that the storm is behind you, or the storm will pass. No matter what you face, keep going. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to stop, but when it's safe, you must get back on track and begin to move again. Have you ever wanted your own podcast? Have you ever heard about Anchor by Spotify? It's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Anchor has the tools that will allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. With Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast, all in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. This is Dr. Davina Smith, your host of Dr. Davina's Dots. If you're facing a storm in your life, you must keep going. But having the courage and faith to keep moving forward begins with your mindset. If you would like support and encouragement or resources to help you have a more positive and powerful mindset, visit www.davinasmith.com. Thank you for listening today. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a review and subscribe.